Okay, in this video, I'm just going to briefly go over and give a few little tips about the half centers approach to solving the last four centers on your 4x4. This can also be applied to bigger cubes, but its main advantages are definitely on the 4x4 cube. So when solving the 4x4, I guess the most obvious thing to do after solving the first three edges would be to solve four centers, so four center pieces of one center, one at a time. So that is, solve the last four centers one at a time. But there are of course alternative approaches to solving your last four centers, and one of them, I guess the most popular one, is the half centers method, where we partially solve three centers, and you'll see why this is advantageous shortly. So for right-handers, what we're going to do is on three faces, we're going to build a 2x1 bar of centerpieces correctly respective to one another. So that is, we're going to solve two here, and two here, and we need to make sure that the centers are actually where they belong. So for example, if we solve two blue pieces here, and two green ones here, then that's obviously incorrect. So we need to make sure the centers are in the correct order. So for example, in this situation, we have these two on red. So what we can do is know that we need to build two pieces here, which are green. So what we can do is use these two, like so, and pair them up. And if we were to rotate back, we see that we've got these two now, and these two. And so right here belong two orange centerpieces. So we can use this one and this one. And now what we're going to do is, once we've built these orange, green, and red pieces, is put them so that they are on the bottom, front, and back side respectively. So your top side shouldn't really matter now. It will just be a random arrangement of four centerpieces. So again, just to reiterate, we have these two, and these two on this left-hand slice of our last four centers. Now what we can do is, from this position, if we hold them on the bottom, front, and back side, we only need to use wide R and U moves to actually solve the entire last four centers. So I'll show you how to do this now. So essentially what we can do is, well, it doesn't really matter too much which one we solve first. I guess a typical way of solving it would be to solve the bottom face first. So that is, solve this green one. So this green one here and this green one back here. So what we can do is do wide R prime, U prime, R2, U, R2 prime to solve the green ones on the bottom. Then after that, we can use these two and put them into the back. So we can solve the back center just using wide R and U moves. So R, U2, R prime, U2, R. And then we can solve our last two centers. Like that. So you notice during those after we set up those first three partial centers, so the half centers, we didn't need to do any rotations or any complicated finger tricks. It was all just wide R and U moves, which is, I guess, the really big advantage of using this half centers technique. One thing that I flagged before was that we don't necessarily need to solve the bottom, the back, and then the front in that specific order. For example, here, if we have these two, and we've already set up our half center blocks on the left-hand side, if we have these two, like this, we can just do something like wide R, U, wide R to solve them into the back. And then we've got these two, which we can do like that into the bottom. So yeah, we don't need to do any specific order. We can just do the order which makes most sense and which is most efficient given the cases that come up on the cube. Personally, I don't use this half centers approach as much as I probably should, simply because out of habit, I've been doing centers one at a time for a very long time. However, I think the half centers approach is perfectly valid if you want to just use it as a method to solve the last four centers. But I also think that, I guess, its main advantage is when you have easy cases for these first three bars on the left-hand side. So for example here, if we've solved our first three edges and we're in a situation like this, where we have this one, and these two here, all we need to do is do two moves to set up these half center 1x2 blocks. And then we can bring it back down. And I guess the other big advantage is that it's just so fast to execute because we've got, we have quite good look ahead, and because we're only using wide R and U moves, we can really just spam TPS while solving these last four centers once we've set up these three bars on the left-hand side. So that's one of the really nice advantages of half centers. The opposite to that is, of course, when we have cases after we've solved our first three edges where the half center bars on the left-hand side are quite difficult to set up. So let's say, for example, we have something like this where we don't really know, like we see this bar, which could be good, but then we need to rotate up here and try and put 2 green pieces up here or 2 blue pieces over here, which is not going to be that efficient or that simple to do as opposed to the previous case. So in cases such as this, my preference and potentially my advice would probably just be to do centers one at a time, but where you have really easy setups for half centers, then I think the best thing to do is probably the half centers.